Okay, this is soap making 101.
Isn't that, let me.
2 cans of vegetable shortening, right? Ooh, vegetable shortening. With 1 crack pot. And 1 more crack pot. 1 crack pipe and 1 crack pot. And we have our bucket.
Yeah, we're gonna get, we don't need that yet.
Don't need that yet.
No, don't need that yet.
Don't,
or we're just gonna throw this in. This crock pot is not very clean. My husband doesn't clean it out the way I do.
Juliet's on here, makes all perfect, but I'm not into the crack pot like so.
There's another spoon if you wanna.
Yes, I'm gonna stop this. Okay. How do I stop? Okay, so we have 2 big cans of
Large.
2 3-pound cans in 1 crack pot. Now this will melt down, and it will fit perfectly
in a used crock pot purchased at Value Village
for 99 cents.
Yes. And we're gonna let that melt. That might take an hour or so.
In the meantime,
I'm gonna wash one of these spoons off because we're gonna mix up.
I will help wash spoons. And we're gonna mix lye in this big
and
thing
we don't have to
here.
do that yet.
We don't have to do that yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not gonna drain a lot.
So that's it's just a bunch of 2x4s.
Yeah.
And what's at the bottom of it again?
It's
just like that.
The other one's nailed on. I think I screwed them on.
So you could even like put, if you really wanted to, you could put like lacquer or something and make it.
Yeah, you could. You could make it watertight and everything. I've never thought.
But me too. And probably over time would probably.
Yeah, because I'm
itself,
thinking, that the so every time you can see it's filling in. Every time there's like.
It gets better with age.
Yeah. Better with age, and we're just gonna sit it over here. And when we actually gonna pour the stuff in, we'll put a little towel underneath just because it'll drain.
Okay, I'm gonna go to towel right now.
And that's it. So we got about another hour or so, and then that water.
Distilled water.
About 80 cents at Walmart. We're gonna pour 2 cups into here.
Two cups of water.
And you always add the lye to the water, never the other way around.
Always add the lye to the water.
And we need a container.
Put the lye in the coconut. Let's look at the stuff here. Mmm, yummy.
Okay. Then we got to zero the scale that's on here with the container on it. It's on 0, and we're going to pour 12 ounces. And I think I may have told you that it's 1 8-ounce container and then a half of another 8-ounce container.
Yeah.
They come in 18-ounce containers, so we're going to pour 12 ounces into this container. Okay, so there'll be like 6 left in here. So that was my bad, sorry.
It's okay. So 12 ounces.
Yes, and this is Red Devil Lye. Comes in 18-ounce containers. We want 12 ounces. And you can get other scales. I saw a scale like this at like the dollar store, I think. This is a slight bit more than 12, but just the slightest little tiny bit, so it'll probably be fine. And this is going to get very, very hot.
Ooh.
And so we have to let it cool down.
Chemical reaction.
Yes, the chemical reaction.
And you kind of pour it in slowly and stir at the same time.
Are you getting my double chin in the picture? Because it's gonna start smelling.
Will it actually boil?
I don't think it'll boil, no, but like you can see the steam on the inside of the container. Well, maybe you can't. I don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can totally see it.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little. Now it's going to cool off, and usually it'll cool off and it'll go clear. And once it's clear, that means the chemical reaction is settling down. But it'll still, like if you feel that it's hot right now.
Oh yeah.
That's too hot for us to use in the soap, but it needs to be warm to use in the soap.
So as long as it's warm enough to the touch?
Yeah, that's why we're doing it now, because it needs to be a little bit warmer than the fat. But it needs to be cooler than this. So we're going to let this cool, but not cool completely.
How long?
Cover it up just in case nothing falls in it or anything. I don't know, let's give it like a half an hour or so.
Okay.
And then we're going to, I turned the fat off, but it's still going to melt that little last part there. We'll pour it into the bucket, and then we'll add the lye.
Alrighty.
wrap or wax
Yeah.
paper, which works. It doesn't stick, but it's still really hard to get it out of the mold.
So what is it? This is a regular piece of
This was an
cloth.
old sheet.
Oh, an old sheet.
And it's about, like, I think it's 10 inches on the inside, so I just, like, I did a snip on the sheet, and then I kind of ripped the whole
Yeah.
thing down, and then 10 inches and a little bit. I did another snip and ripped it, and then cut it into strips like that.
And then just kind of, I see. And then just kinda let it
I
down.
found the edges that you don't have to,
You just keep it from getting stuff.
just
in
to keep it from getting frayed.
I guess you could use a cheesecloth or something too.
Yeah, you
But
probably could use that. It might not be, because once it soaks in there, it's kind of heavy. So cheesecloth might rip
it
a
might
little
rip.
bit.
Yeah, this won't rip though. And just spray it down with water.
Yeah, that kind of...
And then I'll kind of keep it.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it does. It just kind of keeps it sticking to the sides a little and flattens it out nice. Get it in the corners. I hope this works. It would really suck if it didn't work for your video.
It'll work. We have faith.
Occasionally it doesn't. I haven't made it in a while, so I'm sort of hoping. And see, like, there's little folds and wrinkles.
Uh huh.
Now, you can leave those because they're going to probably be in the soap at the end.
Oh
But it
yeah.
doesn't matter. It makes it look kind of neat. So, I don't mind. And these little bits in the corners, those will kind of be there in the edges of the soap and stuff. But
It makes it look kind of neat.
Yeah, it makes it look
You
homemade.
could even put like stuff in the bottom of this, like I don't know,
Like
things
put
to make
something, yeah.
designs or something.
And they have soap stamps.
Flowers, soap stamps. Yeah, you were talking about. Yeah.
So like if you wanted to have your initial or something in the sign.
Okay.
Tell me when.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
This is the melted vegetable shortening going into the bucket. It has been cooled. Well, as soon as it melted, we turned off the heat.
Okay, it's on one page.
Does it look good?
Okay. Now, you want to feel that and see how hot that is? It's just warm, right? It's not really...
It's warm. I probably wouldn't want to stick my finger in it, but
Right.
it's not burning hot. And then as you pour that in,
Can you see color change?
yeah,
So it
kinda.
might be just the perfect temperature. It might be a little hot. If it's the perfect temperature, it'll start making soap immediately, and it's already thickening, so it might be okay. If it's a little bit off the temperature, then it's going to take a little while longer. But you can see it's already thickening up, so it's probably pretty good. So what's going to happen is the oil needs to be a little cooler than the lye, but they both need to be warm. And if you check online, you can find like places where they'll say the exact temperature that's perfect and all that. I don't know. Like, it feels warm, but that's good enough for me.
Even the bucket feels warm.
Yeah.
It's actually the bucket feels kind of hot, but I mean it's not. Yeah, it's pretty warm.
It's one of those things that you just...
Once you do it a few times,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, that's perfect. That's right.
And now at this point, would you be able to add your?
You could, but it's still doing a chemical reaction, and you don't want to disturb that really. So you
Okay.
want to pour it in as late as possible. And I will pour it in into almost where I can almost spoon it out, and it's like a thick piece of soap, almost on the spoon.
One-
And then I'll put it in here.
So you just keep stirring and
I
stirring.
just keep, you stir and stir, and you can use, like, they have those little handheld blenders. You can use
Oh,
those.
yeah.
But I never found that they worked much better than
Than just a regular old wooden
old
spoon.
And I don't know what
handheld-
happened to. I have this huge wooden spoon that's like, it's in the bucket. It sits about that tall. It's really
Well,
big.
also
I got it at a flea market or something,
That's
and
cool.
it's a perfect for this because you can like put it in front of you on the sofa and watch TV and stir.
Those handheld blenders, aren't those usually aluminum things?
You know,
anyway?
I don't know. I was wondering if they had an aluminum blade in them because that would make
It might
sense.
be
It's cheap.
steel. I guess
Yeah, it might
if
be
you get them at
steel.
Walmart, they're probably aluminum.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap, but and you could use
Aluminum
them.
is very thin, I doubt that it will be...
You don't
You
think
think
it's
it's steel?
aluminum? I think it's probably steel.
Either way, I like the idea of a wooden spoon better, anyways.
They're cheaper. You know, the motor won't ever go on this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see this on the camera or not, but you can sort of see the tracing of it on the top. And they actually call that the trace. That's what it's called. It's sort of like you can write your name in the top and still see it. And that's when they say you should add stuff. I still add it later. See how thick that's getting now, just with that
Yeah.
little bit of heat. And really, like, there have been times when I had it at the perfect temperature, and I poured it in, and within, like, 10 stirs, it was, like, ready to pour into the mold. And this is almost ready to get poured into the mold.
Okay, so what happened was it was taking like 10 minutes. And
Yeah,
it
and
wasn't
that's
really
for me, you know,
reacting.
you could, if you just kept stirring, it probably would turn into soap in its own good time. I don't like to wait for the soap. I like to make it in my time.
John has to take things really slow. He'll be okay. It's the rest of it's me and you that we lose like.
So what she did was she heated up some of it.
Just to get the chemical reaction going a little.
Yeah, to get the chemical reaction. Now, if this was in a metal bucket, we could have just put this.
If this was in a stainless steel bucket,
stainless
yeah.
steel.
Because if it's
We
metal,
could
it
have
might be
heated up.
aluminum.
Yeah, we could have heated it up on the stove or something, but as long as it's not aluminum. So she poured some of it out into the Pyrex thing, heated it up somewhat, poured it back into here
It's soaking up in here too, so it's salty as it's soap.
to make it more. Now it's really thicker. It's almost soap.
A sense.
How much do you add?
I don't know. A pinch here. I'm going to add, this one is, I'm going to add 2 ounces to this.
2 ounces. We
Are
have.
these soap scents?
This one is, they're called fragrance oils or essential oils.
So you're using the oils.
If I can even read that. It's supposed to
Is Color
say
telling you those cheaper?
You know, probably.
sweet grass
I don't remember
fragrance
how much they
oil.
cost. It's a couple bucks a piece.
And this is
I mean,
about a-
like if you go to a craft store, you'll get a quarter of an ounce or half an ounce for like $5. I mean, they're expensive.
I know.
really
That's why I always order them online. It smells like a laundry soap to me.
Like not like
Yeah, that's pretty thick now. In addition to the oils, it also added this little bottle here. It was aloe vera, right?
250 mils, 8 ounces, round about there. It's about a cup, but
About a cup of aloe vera and about a couple ounces of.
yeah, this is, oh my god, this went perfect.
do you always do aloe vera?
No, I don't always do aloe vera. I've only done it one other time, but I had it at home and I didn't want to just make plain soap. I wanted to add something to it.
So instead of aloe vera, you could have used.
You could have put some ground up oatmeal in it. You could have put some borax in it. Borax, I guess, helps with the sudsing and stuff. God, I'm not going to get it out before it sets.
Wait a minute. Should I? You can hold that now.
Oh, I got it. Get the bottom up because I don't want to touch too much of the bucket because it's covered in lye. I guess this is where wearing gloves would come in handy. I forgot we have them here. I should have put them on.
We should put that in the ingredients.
Gloves.
My mother set me out to clean the inside of the oven with the oven cleaner. And I don't know. I had no idea that this stuff was toxic.
It is. It's almost the same stuff as this. It's got
Right.
like.
So I'm out there without any gloves and I'm scrubbing down
Mhm.
and which is fine.
Yeah, we're gonna-
My hands are fine. But the minute that stuff hit my skin on my
Mhm.
leg, it started burning big time. I have scars actually from where.
Really?
Yeah, my fingers are fine.
Now see, this was so thick it's not really going in to the corners real well, and I'm smoothing it. But you got to remember too, I kind of poured it a little late, I think. All this stuff that's on the top, which I don't mind actually, it's kind of all, it's going to be in the actual soap, it's going to dry like that and harden like that. So when you cut it into bars, you're going to have one edge that's kind of, rough. I kind of like the look of that though. It's not too bad. And it'll just sit there, and it'll, like, once 3 days, like I said, I'll bring Tuesday night, I'll bring it back, and we'll pull it out and we'll cut it.
Cool.
And it's pretty much done. Now this is like, it's a little tricky.
Kind of
Takes a
getting it
little
all.
finagling, and sometimes what I do, because I feel like I might have to do that now, is I'll
Drop it.
stand on the edge, and
This is the old balancing
this
act.
is my balancing act. And then I'll pull up.
Drum roll. Oh, I see.
And see, kind of, like I said, it's going to take a little
Thanks
bit.
for bringing this back in too on your
Well,
celebration of your unemployment. Oh, it's
did you ever see FCTV?
Oh yeah.
That crap, another crap I can't remember. I can't remember her name. Andrea Martin does her this little doohickey, all this is dental floss. And little wooden I got these wooden things at like a hardware store. They're for woodworking. And it looks like it's about 1/3 of the way. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross down like this, and then 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pull it all the way through, and then lift it up. And bar still.
That's cool. That is cool.
And then, do you want to try this one?
I want to try it.
You want to try it, John? You try it.
Maybe we can find that.
Okay, I'm filming.